Alright, it seems a semi-frequent occurrence of me being authentically late is on the docket. How's it going? Um, Sorry about that. The reason I was late this time is not because I wasn't ready, but rather I think because like my computer's been really acting up lately in a couple different respects. Stuff on my desktop, which I think I attribute this to my C drive. It's been acting a little bit weird. Stuff occasionally will like hang or take longer to load. Performance is still generally pretty good, but like every now and then, like earlier, I tried to click on something on the taskbar and the entire taskbar just froze, and it took like a full 2 minutes for it to open the thing. And then not Task Manager, File Explorer stopped responding for a bit. So that was concerning. It might be a sign that I need a new C drive. I might need a PCIe flash drive instead of what I currently use, which is a 1 terabyte SATA SSD for my boot drive. I don't know. People can give me some tips on that if they are more knowledgeable on hard drives and solid state drives than myself. But anyways, we're back to Pokemon. I like this game. This game is good. It's fun. It is very fun indeed. And I had just gotten a gym badge and also fought against May. That's what I have done. And I think I was going to go down past. Yeah, I was gonna go down and say hi to Mr. Briny. So, yeah, I guess I guess I don't need to get into all the politics that I have seen recently right away. I guess I can just sort of hang out and play for a little bit. As the Discord post outlines, but as the title does not in any way indicate, news about Israel and Palestine has still been dominating the news cycle over the past couple of days. I doubt if that's going to stop especially soon, given that I believe that we're now in the sort of mass civilian casualty phase of the genocide against Palestinians, or something of the sort. It's a grim prospect, but it's gonna be relevant for quite a while. But I don't intend that to stop. I don't intend to let that stop me from talking about other things and from acknowledging that there are other politics happening out there, other interesting things are happening, and while this is the sort of consummation of a genocide that has been ongoing for quite some time, that is not the only relevant thing in the world. It's bad things happen all over the world all the time. We have to be prepared to acknowledge that and still be able to live. So long story short, I will touch on that because there's some new developments. But I will also touch on other things. Interesting things, of course. Things that I believe are worthwhile. Oh, goodness. So let's get to Dewford Town first and foremost. Yeah, we're in Dewford. Alright, so... Right, Trapinch. That was going to be one of my physical attackers. So I need 2 physical attackers, one of whom is Trapinch, and 1 more special attacker. Who can be really anybody I want, I guess. You have a grass type. Who have we found so far? Where can I find Pikachu? Oh wait, no, I remember. Yeah, you have to go all the way out there. I already have a normal type, so I'm not gonna go for Clefairy. I'm just thinking, is there any Pokemon? Ooh, Ghastly maybe? I'm thinking, is there any Pokemon that I have encountered thus far that that I would want to use as a special attacker? Ghastly presents a pretty strong argument, right? The Gengar line is a pretty good evolutionary line of Pokemon. And to my knowledge, I only need 1 more Yeah, I only need one more special attacker because I have this. I have Wismer, who I am going to be using as a special attacker. I'm going to have Alakazam, and then, of course, Lotad. You know, that'd be cool. Let's see. Aerodactyl. Is there anywhere I can find that? I don't think I'm going to... Oh, wow, you can actually just find it in the wild. That's kind of nuts. I don't think I'm going to use Aerodactyl on my team because, you know, I already have a flying type. Hoppip, no, Hoppip isn't all that good. We are going Tyrogue. Are there any interesting Pokemon? Well, grass type faults. Okay. Ada was Aron, Rock, Steel. Do I have either of those types? I don't. Which would, if I picked up Aron, right? I can do that right in the Dewford, I think it's Dewford Tunnel or whatever it's called. That would give me 3 physical attackers. I would have these 2, Talo and Combuskin, and then Aron on my team. And then that would still give me room for getting Trapinch later. So I would have those types covered. And then Ghastly and actually Ghastly would round out the team. Afternoon Comrade. Good afternoon, Resist Occupation. There's gonna be less Israel-Palestine stuff this time, but there's still going to be some. I was just considering which Pokemon I wanted to pick up for my team. Seems that Aron is a candidate so far. And then I'm definitely going to get Trapinch later. I love Trapinch. You go for Anorith. Where do you find this? Ah, yes, very helpful. Thank you, game. So I can't get that. Before I even get to Israel-Palestine, I could get into the namesake of the stream. So you guys might have seen this. Recently there was a leak, like some documentation came out or whatever, that Elon Musk might have been planning to do what he did to Twitter. Like this might have been his plan the whole time, or something like that. With NBC News, what was Elon Musk's strategy for Twitter? A year after the world's richest man acquired the social media platform, a game plan published by a fired Trump White House staffer provides a clue. The language is a bit sanitized here, but when they refer to them as a ex-staffer, which is certainly true, they're also a neo-Nazi. They apparently they had been pretty active online. Let's see. On the day that public records revealed that Elon Musk had become Twitter's biggest shareholder, an unknown sender texted the billionaire and recommended an article imploring him to acquire the social network outright. Musk's purchase of Twitter, according to this 3,000-word anonymous article, would amount to a, quote, declaration of war against the globalist American empire, end quote. And when they say globalist, they mean Jewish. The sender of the text was offering Musk, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO, a playbook for the takeover and transformation of Twitter. As the anniversary of Musk's purchase approaches, the identity of the sender remains unknown. Where do you find this little guy? Exactly where I am. The 3 texts were sent out on April 4th, 2022. And in the nearly 18 months since then, many of the decisions Musk made after he bought Twitter appear to have closely followed that roadmap, up to and including his ongoing attacks against the Anti-Defamation League, a non-profit org founded by Jewish Americans to counter discrimination, an org which I have problems with on the grounds of their support for Israel, but generally in the United States they can and do pretty good work. Keep going through the cave. It might be the case that you can only encounter Aron on the lower floors. I'll be honest, Generation 3 is not... There we go. It's not my strong suit with respect to what Pokemon can be found where. I might as well try to throw a Pokeball now. Yay. What shall I name you? You know what? I will name you Abby. I was watching a video of Portal Prelude earlier. There's a mod of Portal that's like prequel to the game itself, and it's not very good as far as level design and gameplay goes, but the story is interesting. And the main character in that game that you play as, her name is Abby. So that's fun. If I continue here. Here we go. The text messages, the text messages described a series of actions Musk should take after he gained full control of the social media platform. Step 1, blame the platform for its users. Step 2, coordinated pressure campaign. Step 3, exodus of the blue checks. Step 4, deplatforming. The messages from the unknown user were revealed in a court filing last year as evidence in a lawsuit Twitter brought against Musk after he tried to back out of buying it. The redacted documents were unearthed by the Chancery Daily, an independent legal publication covering proceedings before the Delaware Court of Chancery. Okay, so this is like local newspaper. I initially was a little bit skeptical because I didn't recognize the name of the newspaper, but then I realized, oh, it's because it is very, very niche. And I guess if it is a specific specialist legal journal on those proceedings in particular, then I guess I am inclined to believe what it reports here. Wording of the text matches the subtitle of the article, The Battle of the Century. Here's what happens if Elon Musk buys Twitter, which had been published 3 days earlier on the right-wing website revolver.news. Yeah. The article was published with no byline, a common practice on the site where writers also appear to use pseudonyms such as Moxie Russo. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like a real name to me. I don't know. I don't know if they thought they were like fooling anybody or if the point was just not to say their real names, but yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. So I'm on revolver.news. I'm going to have to navigate the insane far-right disinformation if I want to get to the meat of the matter here, I think. Let's see. Rare bit of clarity from the right wing. In 2020, Revolver explored the Tucker Carlson paradox. Tucker Carlson Tonight is the most popular program on cable news. This was before he had been kicked off of Fox. Yet no other networks try to imitate its content. The reason we argued is that ratings, and by extension profitability, are not even the real point of major news outlets. For a media empire operating at the highest levels, the influence it wields on the public's mind is far more valuable to the ruling power structure than any self-contained profit that could be generated by optimizing their news product to suit the taste of the audience. This does not mean profit is irrelevant to a media company. In Tucker's case, his stratospheric ratings are a great tool of leverage, and without profit, a company must continually court new investors. But the point remains that for a serious media enterprise, profit is always secondary to influence. Now, I will disagree 6 ways from Sunday on any far-right opinions on what media is what, and like what its biases are and whatever. But here there's like, I said rare bit of clarity because this is how media institutions function, is that while they are private and driven by profit because, capitalist system, etc., the name of the game here is influence and the shaping of the public opinion. Noam Chomsky even explores this with manufacturing consent. Of course, the people that own the news outlets are not restricting their ownership just to those news outlets. They're often part of much larger portfolios on the part of the shareholders, on the part of the CEOs and whatever. You know, think of somebody like Rupert Murdoch, who owns, who is it, Fox or News Corp? Let's see. Rupert Murdoch. Is it, yeah, he owns News Corp, which Fox News is a part of. The objective for him is, like, maintaining his comfortable position, and to that end, profit is immensely important. However, he also has an ideological agenda, which he seeks to push through his media enterprises that he owns either just by himself or through his company. One of them being Fox News. And this is why sometimes they will go so far beyond the pale. The right-wing news outlets in particular will do this because the name of the game more than profit is influence, and they want people to believe a certain narrative. And of course, like, even this influence peddling is only really important because it keeps the capital-owning class on top, at least in this, like, private news structure of things. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost in the sauce, and I don't want to praise this far-right news outlet any more than I have to. It's just, I didn't expect them to have any degree of coherence whatsoever. But where is the part where they talk about, like, what Elon Musk should or will do to Twitter? Okay, here we go. This is where it starts to outline the more detailed version of what the NBC article mentioned. Step 1, blame the platform for its users. The moment Twitter stopped telling users what they're supposed to think, elites would immediately treat Twitter as responsible for what all its users think and do. Twitter would be blamed for every so-called act of racism and sex. They don't care about these things. The racism, sexism, and transphobia occurring on its platform. All this would be presented not merely as a moral failure, but as an explicit danger. Last summer, DHS labeled white supremacist the top domestic terror threat, and labeled that America was in a heightened threat environment due to misinformation and anti-vaccine rhetoric online. So, here, hold on. I'm trying to parse through this here. Like, God damn it. The far right is so deep in their own schizophrenic minds that it's kind of hard to parse this. Okay. It seems the moment of clarity has passed. They are unironically arguing that Parler is a real alternative to Twitter. You know, as if. Let's see. So the step 1 is like blame the current Twitter leadership or whatever for the state of its users, I guess. Yeah, they kind of get lost in the sauce super quickly. They kind of start jerking themselves raw over their own anti-Semitism. All right, step 2 is the coordinated pressure campaign. This is the part I think we were familiar with. Elon Musk, like, nonstop posting about bots and how his leadership will be so much better at rooting out the bots, stuff like that. Oh, hey, what's up, Steven? Oh, Steelwing. I love this move. Let's see. So, okay, so the pressure campaign. Basically, they're saying, oh, you see, we used to have free speech, but then the ADL came in and said, being Nazis is bad, actually. You shouldn't do that. And then Twitter was like, damn, you're so right, and banned a bunch of people. They're probably exaggerating the degree to which nonprofit orgs like the ADL had any influence. It was probably a matter of nonprofit orgs speaking up, and then that kind of spooking investors, which made Twitter change its policy. But it is nonetheless good that Twitter banned Nazis at one point. It was still pretty bad to, you still had to be pretty fucking bad to get banned from Twitter even before Elon. But they're saying you should have to be even worse. Actually, you should simply be worse. Where are they going with this? I guess they're saying, like, hey, a lot of these big companies used their influence with advertisers to, like, change Twitter policy potentially, so we should do the same. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what they ended up doing, right? Step 3, exodus of the blue checks. I don't precisely know what this means. It will become activist behavior to performatively delete one's account. Oh, okay. I understand. So basically, say Twitter has fallen, billions must die, take over, and then, like, start pressuring Twitter in the opposite direction of like, platform moderation and stuff like that to allow Nazis to fester on the platform as much as possible, which will then drive away all of the verified users that used to be verified because they had some sort of standing, enough so to get the blue check to say this is an actual person, and this is a person of note, and it is really them. Impersonators need not apply. So, and then step 4 is deplatforming. Think Twitter's too big to ever take down? Think again. If America's ruling class acted in concert, acting in concert can silence a sitting president. They're talking about Donald Trump here, which is hilarious. They are capable of cutting off virtually anything. Oh my god, they start talking about Hunter Biden. You have to be fucking kidding me. Yeah, okay. That's the playbook. It like, I didn't understand what it was beforehand, and I still kind of don't understand what it is now. But I understand a little bit better. It's just like, fucking do the whole Twitter bots meme, take over Twitter, make it unbearable for everybody, especially, like, anybody of note, and then, like, profit, I guess, because now you have emboldened the far right by enabling disinformation to spread freely on Twitter. Let's see, where are the... Yeah, okay, so steps. So this whole thing is mired in right-wing conspiracism. The reasoning for and motives behind acting the way they have around Twitter and things like that. And it seems that they're kind of getting what they want now. Oh, I want maximum defense. Here we go. Cool. So why do I mention this, right? Once again, it is because of a comment that I saw in another video of mine discussing Twitter. In fact, while I was playing a Pokemon ROM hack, I think I was playing Pokemon Fire Red Rocket Edition. They said that the downfall of Twitter is long, but it's coming, and I think that's true. But it seems to be coming from a different place now. The downfall of Twitter seems to be coming from a different place than it was previously. before, it really did seem like Elon Musk was just such an astronomically stupid human being that he was like jackhammering Twitter into the ground without fully understanding what he's doing. And he obviously he still doesn't. If he's taking cues from these people, then they don't know what they're doing either. I mean, they do and they don't. But now it seems that some additional intentionality has been added to the mix, where we kind of knew that Elon enjoyed palling around with the far right, but now it's been revealed that the primary purpose of him taking over Twitter at all was actually to embolden the far right and to turn Twitter into the disinformation cesspool that it has become. I didn't know that was an intentional part of it. I just thought that Elon was kind of indifferent and bought his own hype, which I think he does still buy his own hype. But now I realize he was very much not indifferent. He had he had an interest in what all was occurring there. And unfortunately, it seems like he is succeeding. The reason that's important is because despite Twitter having majorly dropped off in terms of its user base, in terms of like its revenue stream and all that, it remains a relevant social media site in some respects. You know, that as well has dropped off a cliff. But I think it's important to contextualize that, because Twitter was designed with disaster relief and political news in mind. It was supposed to be an outlet for that sort of stuff to circulate and for citizen journalism. And now Elon has taken that platform and weaponized it to become a tool of the far right. And what I'm trying to communicate here is that Twitter has always been more influential across the world than raw numbers of profitability or even user data might suggest. You know, like there have been instances where discourse on Twitter has wound up impacting American politics, like at a state and national level. You know, it holds a lot of influence, and it's something that can't easily be measured. This is going to maybe not single-handedly plunge the world into another episode with the far right, which it seems we've been having many of those lately, but it is certainly not going to help. It's going to, you know, prolong and make more difficult the battle against disinformation, against the far right that we're currently engaging in. And I can only hope that we'll emerge on the other side of this with some sort of comparable outlet that's good for spreading news incredibly quickly. I don't know. It seems like, in many ways, it seems like the functionality of Twitter, where, you know, getting news really quickly, has been replaced by just your average news sites. You know, news sites have the live updates page. That stuff is useful. You know, you could just search on Google and it automatically returns the most recent relevant results. As much as Google sucks for a lot of search mechanisms and whatever, searching news is not one of them. It is relatively easy to find relevant news. Yeah. So it seems that Twitter is indeed dying. El Bozo. I don't know how many nails are going into this coffin, you know, but this seems like that's another one. Another one to add onto there. And I'll repeat what that person said on my other Twitter video. The downfall of Twitter is long, but it's coming. So says we, anyway. Myself and them. Can I have anything else to say on them? I wonder. I'll try to think about it. Oh yeah, I wanted to wrap up with another comment that struck me recently. Again, I'm going to refer to something Vosh said. It was just an offhand comment, but I think I've come to see where he was coming from with that. Vosh said, like, citizen journalism is dead or something. Something like that. And, again, whatever you think of the guy, nobody here is under the obligation to like or agree with Vosh. But I think he has a point there. Maybe that he doesn't even fully realize. Or maybe he does and he'd just be real smug about it. All of the things that were good for citizen journalism on Twitter, for genuine citizen journalism, are pretty much gone. We've seen if the Israel-Palestine situation is of any indication, disinformation is proliferating on Twitter as readily as it literally ever has. Twitter has surpassed Facebook in the degree to which misinformation is an issue. You know, there have been old videos circulating with logos of reputable news outlets put in front of them. It's harder to tell what's just an image and what's a link to an actual news thing anymore. You know, ads don't have to be labeled as ads on the platform, which isn't legal, but I mean, Elon isn't going to face any immediate repercussions for that. And people ultimately will just say stuff on Twitter, and the sort of the job of fact checking has been outsourced to the users of Twitter, people who sign up for the Community Notes program. And even then, some of those people aren't reliable. You know, the Community Notes aren't always correct either. You know, and sometimes I've seen Community Notes that have quite a few Hitler particles in them, as one Leon Trotsky said. I'm not exactly a Trotskyite, but he said that there is a particle of Hitler in all of us. Little known fact, Trotsky actually invented the Hitler particle meme, which is very funny to me. So yeah, I guess if you're out there and you're wondering what the state of Twitter is and what the point of all this was, it seems like maybe I was wrong when I said that, Twitter, there needs to be an alternative to Twitter as far as citizen journalism is concerned. Maybe that doesn't need to be the case, because there are journalistic outlets that are much better for what Twitter used to be good for than Twitter is now. You know, the live news updates, Snap news updates and all that, like, as it's happening. And I guess now, because I do know some people on Twitter, but I follow them elsewhere, I guess now I'm actually kind of content to just watch Twitter crumble into the dirt. It used to be the case that, like, man, where's all the political discourse going to go after Twitter is done? But now I don't care as much. Because it's like, well, wherever it goes, it'll go somewhere. And, I'm sure I'll find it eventually. And, there's still going to be the news. That's always going to be... There's still going to be, live and pretty regular news updates. I think I can pretty easily count on that. And, I guess what I'm taking a long time to say there is I don't think the world loses anything if Twitter just goes kaput. I made a list of all the people that I know on Twitter, so I'd be able to look them up elsewhere. But yeah, an unexpected silver lining, I guess. That's what's what on Twitter. I think I'll make this into a segment. I'm not entirely sure, but thanks for watching there, and I'll see you next. Enjoy the downfall of Twitter because it is long, but it's coming. Cut the segment there. Aha. Oh, dude, I just realized I wanted to go get a. To go to Petalburg. I wanted to get a Ghastly. Right? I think at least. Hold on, actually. Ghastly's such a cool Pokemon, but I use it very frequently, I think. Maybe not in on-stream playthrough, but I've used it before in quite a bit. I can find it in, was it Petalburg Woods? I can find Ghastly there. I don't know if, yeah, I don't know. I don't rightly know if I want one. Is there anything else interesting that I could get, like, that I've found so far? It doesn't seem like it. I already have 6 Pokemon, right? It's before the second gym. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I have a game plan, actually. I am going to go back to Dewford. I'm gonna go advance to the point where I think you like come across Route 111. If I haven't found anything that I think would be a cool special attacker to have, maybe maybe like an electric. Get like a, I don't know, something. If I haven't found a Pokemon that I think would be more interesting to use on the team than Ghastly, then I'll go back and get a Ghastly. But until then, I think I'm just going to keep these 6, and then obviously one of these remaining party slots is reserved for Trapinch, and then the other one is going to be a special attacker who I don't know what Pokemon. But it's not going to be Mareep because I used that one on my last playthrough of this. I don't want to use it again. Yeah. So and currently, in addition to all these types, the 2 types that I have ruled out for the special attacker are Ground and Dragon. You don't get that many special attackers that are Ground or Dragon type, but I'm trying not to have any repeat types on this, just to make things a little bit more interesting. Because that's actually a little bit difficult when you have 8 team members, because there's only 17 types in game, 18 after Gen 6. But it can be not the easiest thing to not have any type repetition when you have 8 members instead of 6. Oh, a double battle. Well, this could end very poorly. Okay. It could have ended very poorly, however it didn't, and I'm glad that it didn't. I'll go through I think I'm going to go through this gym a little bit more, and then I'm going to offer some comment on the new developments in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Because, to put it mildly, good things have not been happening. Bad things have been in abundance, unfortunately. I'll get to that when I get to that. Yeah. In fact, it involves the reason that I say that we're in the, mass civilian killings, well, the massacre phase. It's genocide. Double Team. Do I care about Double Team? I don't know if I do. You know what? I care more about Double Team than Focus In. So. Which is to say, I don't really care about either of those moves, but one of them is probably going to be more useful than the other. Marginally. If I had to replace anything. Alright, let's test drive this Kadabra. See what he can. I have a habit in this game. I refer to everything as he, even if it's female Pokemon, male Pokemon, no gender, no sex Pokemon, whatever. I'll just say he for everything. No, fucking. It's like an easier version of they, them. And I guess, it involves a little bit more bravado. You could make that argument. I think I'm gonna get everybody to level 19, and then I'll go see what Brawly is packing. If I'm not mistaken, that's what level his Pokemon, but I could be wrong. It's certainly been it's been a minute since I've played Pokemon Emerald of any particular stripe. No, don't use teleport. You switch with Sai. Oh wait, doesn't here this would be a good opportunity for me to open the Pokemon database. doesn't Wismer operate on like the slowest of all the EXP curves? Uh-oh. Opera GX is not cooperating with. Okay, finally. Yeah, I probably need a new C drive. Whoopsie. Wismer, where be ye? That's Skitty and Delca. There you go. Oh no, okay, it's medium slow. Oh goodness. Sorry about that. You see, in Pokemon, the EXP curves are something that I paid a little bit more attention to over time. What about Aron? There are 6 of them, I think. There's the slowest one, Fluctuating, which requires you to get, I think, 1,640,000 EXP for the total like distance of level 1 to level 100. It's very weird. Okay, and then the next slowest one is just slow, and then there's medium slow, then there's medium fast, then there's fast, and then there's erratic. If I go to the there's a chart of this here, Pokemon EXP curve. Here we go. Here we go. This graph, I think, is the best visualization of the EXP curves. This is EXP to gain a single level from level 1 to level 100. In the black line is erratic. Then you have in order fast, medium, slow, slow, and then the blue line here is fluctuating. You can see fluctuating actually starts out. I mean, they all start out at a certain clip here. Yeah. You really start to feel the influence of the erratic EXP curve around the level 50 to 60. The not erratic, fluctuating. Erratic, you start to see it also around like level 60. I always think that chart is very interesting because I don't know. Anyways, back to the. So I have slow, medium slow, and then I think the starters are medium fast across the board. And I don't know about anybody else. I don't remember. I'll be honest. I'm a huge nerd for Pokemon. I'm not such a big nerd that I remember the EXP curves off the top of my head. But, I did promise I would give some comments for the situation in Palestine, and I guess now's as good a time as any because I'm level grinding. Not much else is going on, and I haven't fought the gym leader yet. So the situation is more or less the same as we last saw it. Hamas had several gamer moments, and by which I mean they did war crimes. Israel was like, just according to plan, I will now respond by doing more war crimes. And it's been actually I could accurately describe it as a contest between Israel and Hamas to see how many civilians they can kill. Any percent speed run, right? It seems that Israel, being obviously in the more powerful of the two positions, vastly so, Israel has way more resources than Hamas. They are better at committing war crimes and killing civilians, and I think the death toll in Gaza has risen past the death toll in Israel since the start of this this hot episode of the conflict that But that's not all. It's not just the IDF being involved in the bombardments and the siege and the killings. And it's not just Gaza. We have some news from the West Bank. I first saw this from the Popular Front Twitter account. I know I just got done saying about how Twitter is all full of misinformation and shit, but I did also verify this from Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is also reporting on So first I'll read from Popular Front, and then I'll show what Al Jazeera, or I'll tell what Al Jazeera had to say about it. A group of Israeli settlers have reportedly began indiscriminately shooting Palestinian residents of Nablus's Qusra village. Casualties have been reported amongst village residents, with many in serious condition. The Qusra village is well, I guess it's a village near the city of Nablus, and it is in the West Bank. It is in the eastern part of Palestine and not the Gaza Strip. I know it's kind of confusing. The West Bank is in the east. That's because it's on the western bank of I think the Dead Sea, something like that. So the settlers are now getting involved. Gleefully. There's video. There's actually on Twitter there is video of settlers going out with their guns and shooting at Palestinian villagers, but I can't show that for obvious reasons. They would kick me off of Twitch and YouTube for showing. So I will instead not. Al Jazeera reports the same incident. A Palestinian child killed in Qusra, West Bank. A 13-year-old Palestinian boy from Qusra has been killed by Israeli soldiers, the Red Crescent has said. Hassan Odeh was shot during an attack by Israeli settlers in the West Bank town near Nablus, with Israeli soldiers shooting live rounds at young Palestinians. So it seems in these incidents, both Israeli soldiers from the armed forces and Israeli settlers who own guns are involved in basically what it looked like from the video I was watching earlier. It looked like they were sort of hunting Palestinians for sport, which is the kind of behavior I can sort of expect from especially the Israeli armed forces, but in this case also Israeli settlers. You know, they did go out there specifically to evict Palestinians from their homes. So, you know, in that sense, it's like, what else is right? I want to. Shadow Ball. Nice. I don't know why Nature Power turns into Shadow Ball here. Are there any new updates? Anything else? Anything from oh yeah, it seems Hezbollah in Lebanon getting involved as well. Oh yeah, here's something that's interesting. NATO's Stoltenberg says he expects Israel to respond proportionately to Hamas attack. Stoltenberg, I think, is the incoming chief of NATO and is unexpectedly like more pro-Palestine than everybody else in like Western governments for the most part, with a few exceptions. But here he's well, I'll just read the couple paragraphs. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says that while Israel has the right to defend itself against attacks, he expects the response to Hamas' weekend assault to be proportionate. And then he's quoted as saying, "I expect that, of course, when we see Israel responses, it will be proportionate, and that is important as this conflict continues to do whatever possible to prevent the loss of innocent civilian lives," he tells reporters. Now, to your average big brain GigaChad online left of center human rights appreciators, such as myself, my audience, and many other people, this might seem like a milquetoast response, but this is certainly a lot more than you could expect from any given government official on the matter. Anybody in the EU, in NATO, and especially somebody of such a high-ranking position as a Secretary General. At the risk of finding something good in this conflict. I don't know. But if we get this guy at the head of NATO, it is possible you get some international pressure against Israel, which would actually be very nice because, turnabout is like, Turnabout is not fair play, but it is expected. It is like, you can expect that to happen. So maybe this guy will sort of put his foot down. Although, again, I could be just being very hopeful. Also. Yeah, wow, okay. Palestinian death toll rises in Gaza Strip and West Bank. Gaza Strip, 1,100 dead. West Bank, 28 dead. And then thousands more injured. Average Israel government activity. Well, not even just government. You know, there's settlers doing this too. I should mention that, like, I said last time or a couple times ago about the about Israeli settlers that they are also civilians. There is actually an important caveat to that I should introduce here. Because of the settlers that pick up arms and shoot at Palestinians, the moment they do that, they cease to be civilians and they become combatants in the conflict. And at that point, I think it's okay to, you know, distance yourself from defending those people. You know, any Israeli that does not pick up arms, that doesn't, you know, try to bring harm to the Palestinians on their own, whatever, you know, they're fine. That's, you know, that's average civilian life. You know, civilians have no place in this conflict. But when settlers go out there with the intent of kicking Palestinians out of their home, and then they pick up a gun and they go hunt Palestinians for sport, then, you know, my sympathy pretty much runs out. And all right. Everybody is now level 19, which is what I wanted to do with this little level grinding session. And I don't have much else to say on the Israel-Palestine conflict here, especially that hasn't already been said by myself or somebody else. So I guess if this ends up being a segment, cut the segment here. Things are not good, but things are also not good in a lot of different parts of the world. And don't let that stop you from living your life. It's very easy to get hung up on horrible things happening, mass atrocities and all that. But as glib as it is, you have to realize that this is the world you were born into. Many people live in this world, and you have to be able to live in this world as well. You know, even in a world as horrifying as that, there are things to live for. And just do your best. That's all anybody can do. That's all anybody can ask anybody else to do. And hopefully things will turn up for the better eventually. We might not live to see it, but eventually. Okay, now cut the segment for real. Let's fight Brawly. Wow, let's see what you're made of. I mean, flesh, probably, right? Like, I'm a dude, I'm a human person made of flesh. That tends to be the case, I think, for most people. You know, I never really considered this, but this is a pretty early fighting type gym. You know, I didn't it's pretty common to have the rock type gym leader right away, because, you know, as a starter, you can pick the water type or the grass type, and usually you could catch a Pokemon that's good against rock types early on, you know? It's sort of like a good way to introduce people to the type chart and whatever. But you don't really see fighting type gyms this early. I think this is the only one. I guess in Diamond and Pearl, Maylene was the third gym leader, but you still had to go pretty deep into the game to get there. And then in Platinum, she's the fourth gym leader. I think in Generation 6, I think in Generation 6, the fighting type gym leader is also fourth in the sequence. And otherwise, you usually get like the fifth gym leader or the sixth gym leader or something, if there is a fighting type gym leader present. Aha, fake out, free damage. Okay, that was relatively easy. I guess he didn't have anybody that's like level 19. We're mostly like up to level 16, 17. Knuckle badge, nice. Hey! Level 30 Pokemon will now obey me without question. I'll get to use Flash outside of battle, and that's Bulk Up. Bulk Up is such a good move. Oh my god. It's, I would even consider it as a rival to Swords Dance in certain situations. The fact that it raises 2 stats at once is such a boon to any team. In fact, I will teach it to Combusken right now. That's how good. Bulk Up. Okay. I think I need to hang on to Cut. I think Cut is actually required for something a little bit later. I haven't used Rock Tomb very much, and I have Aeron, and Aeron should learn some Rock-type moves soon enough. Actually, if not, I'll just teach him Rock Tomb. So get Rock Tomb out of there. Learn Bulk Up. Good move. In fact, I'll teach you Rock Tomb right now instead of Mud Slap. I mean, it's a special move. It's 20 power. I don't need it. And then Steel Wing, I will teach you Muddy Up. Get Growl out of there. Alright. Let's switch you out with Sai, and then you with Yasmin. Hopefully I get a Water Stone soon enough. Actually, no, I don't think it matters. I need to learn some better moves on Lombre before I worry about getting a Water Stone. Heal up my Pokemon. Very good indeed. Save the game now. We'll advance to Slateport. Going to Slateport. Anchors away. I do appreciate, with Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, I appreciate the non-linear nature of the game in some respects. It is still like you have to go through all the gyms in order and stuff. I think there are certain things that block you from doing gyms out of order. But I do like that there are new areas in old areas that can only be accessed with certain HMs. Like, you go through that sea area on a boat, but then if you get surf, you can come back and things would be level scaled appropriately to the point that you get the surf HM, at least roughly speaking. You know, obviously the level scaling in Pokemon isn't always just the best. You know, so things, you still might vastly outlevel stuff, but it's like clear that you're meant to come back there once you get surf, which is cool. And out Wingull. Alright. I think this is a double battle. It is. Nice. Not a force double battle. Earthquake! I don't think I like that. Yeah, no. I don't like that. I don't want that. Oh, and then this kid challenge. I look. Nothing. That's what Oh, hey, Pokénev. I think you get a lot of people on this beach in your Pokénev. Oh, they're making a sand castle? I can't see it because it's a 16-bit graphics. No, they have duped me with the promise of an item. Let's use Uproar and then you prevent the tentacle from doing anything. I'm not entirely afraid of it, but I think it's annoying enough that it won't. Yeah, okay, there we go. Hey, level 20. Is it? I forget if what's his? I forget if Whismur evolves at level 20 or level 30, but I guess I'll find out soon. Hey, level 20. Very nice. Alright, it is level 20. So now we get this scared, from this scared little, what looks like a bunny rabbit almost. We now see the most obnoxious Pokemon in all of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. He yells at you every morning and breaks your eardrums. It's Loudred. Hey, Pokenev. Alright, cool. Found a potion. Now I have some more HP. My stats are considerably better. Although I don't know what Loudred's stats are. I know Exploud and I know Whismur is like baby Exploud. Okay. Let's put you in the front. This might be actually a bad idea because I'm on the beach. I'll be encountering like water types. But oh wait, that's right. There are people in here. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, and they'll actually fight you. I remember it actually took me a while to realize like this was a thing you could do. I guess I just sort of ran right past it in most of my playthroughs and didn't think much of it. Alright. Meryl. Rock Tomb. Get him out of here. What else was that? Okay. Oh yeah, small thing. I mentioned in the segment where I talked a little bit about the debt ceiling and like the, well, not the debt ceiling, the impending government shutdown potentially. The ousting of former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was like preceded by a deal that he made with the Democrats where it was like, hey, you know, I'll make a deal with you to keep the government open, but you have to concede some things to me. The Democrats made like one concession, I think, one major one, and that was that like in the spending bill, the like temporary spending bill that staves off the problem until like November. They said, oh, you know, funding will mostly continue as normal, except there's going to be no money for Ukraine, right? That like, as part of the previous budget, that was a thing, but then they said we're not going to include that in this budget. And at the time, I was thinking like, hey, that's a pretty good deal, because most politicians in Congress actually support funding Ukraine, even the Republicans, which is very weird because their ideological principles are much more aligned with Putin's Russia. But that's besides the point. I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna let logic get in the way of a political win or something. It seems now that what I predicted, that like a aid bill would pass separately, like aid package to Ukraine, is actually happening. Yeah, here we go. News: Russia-Ukraine war. U.S. announces $200 million military assistance package for Ukraine. U.S. package is the first to be announced since Congress dropped new funding for Kyiv and to avoid a government shutdown. So it seems I was right about that, which isn't super surprising, but it's good because it means that Ukraine isn't going to be like on their own. You know, the United States, I think, has been the largest provider, single largest provider of aid, military aid at least. I can't speak to humanitarian aid for Ukraine in its defense against Russia. Very small, very like procedural business stuff, but I think it's good. Yeah, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced the package at the opening of a 2-day meeting of Kyiv's international supporters at NATO headquarters in Brussels on Wednesday. So if the United States is announcing this internationally, it means that there's probably more than enough support for it in Congress to just get it passed pretty easy. Oh, right, I'm not supposed to go. Well, let's see what all is here. Gulpin, something I will not use. Paris, something I also will not use. The same thing again. Electrike? I don't know if I want to use that. Sunkern, something I definitely will not use. And Apom. Cool. Still not using it, though. I already have a normal type. Meowth. Meowth again. Electric. Okay, so it seems so far if I'm gonna have an electric type, it seems like Electric is my option, my one option right now. But so far, I think the deal is heal up and then go where? Not here. I go over here, right? And then after I do that, oh no, I have to go here. Hello. I have some work to do. I get you to go find Captain Stern. Sure, I'll go find Captain Stern. And then I think, now that I've done that, yes, okay, so the line of Team Aqua Grunts has gone on into the place. Here? Sure. I didn't have 50. Man, my man didn't have 50 yen. That sucks. Oh, hey. This is a slowed down version of the SS and music. This music is really nice. No, you interrupted the cool music. Fuck you. Get these fuckos out of here. Alright. Get out of here, dude. That's what you get for interrupting, like, fun music. You perish. Meddling kid? A dude. And you simps? What? He called them simps? Bro. Dude, Pokemon's fucking predicting the future and shit? What is going on? God damn. That is actually the funniest thing that has ever happened in a Pokemon game. And I guarantee that simp is just a shortening of like simpleton or some shit. But hot damn, is it funnier to think of it the other way. The fuck, dude? I've got to go. Feel free to wander around and check out our facilities. Okay, cool. Oh, he healed me. SS Ann. Oh, hey! It's the ship. Hello, sir. And he gives me TM46 Thief? That's cool. Thief and Knockoff are two pretty good moves. They involve stealing an item, and items are very widely used in competitive play in Pokemon. Sure, I met you somewhere before. Oh, hey, it's the guy. He was in, Petalburg. That's the one. Oh, dude, the Scott person. The dude with the epic sunglasses. I have his phone number now. Very cool. Alright, let's go north of here. I don't think there's anything super interesting to be done in this town. Name Raider, that's something. Fan Club. I think this is like... mini game market or some shit. Not something I'm particularly interested in right now. Oh, hey, it's Professor Birch. Hello. I don't know where May is. Oh, okay. You just give me a phone number. Awesome. Yeah. But I can't go up there unless I have a bike. Or I don't get the bike until later. Bro, look at the red in her eyes. She's fucking evil. Do I want to have these two out front? Sure, why not? Double battle! Alright. Might not have been the worst decision. There we go. And they're just here to demonstrate how, like, double battles work. Sand attack? Nah, I don't really care about sand attack. That's for people who abuse save states, which I am one of, but I don't abuse them that hard. Usually I like to come in with a little bit more prep than that, you know. Ow. It's a good thing they have plus and minus and not static. That would have made this, like, unbearable. Ah, so I get her in the, Pokemon. I don't think I get him in the Pokemon. I'll just leave well enough alone. Let's put Sai in front. The Trick House. I feel like you are being watched. He was under the table! Behold, I am the greatest living mystery of a man in all of Hoenn. They call me the Trick Master. Glad to meet you. You've come to challenge my Trick House? That's why you're here, isn't it? Yes, actually it is. Enter through the scroll here and let your challenge commence. I'll be waiting in the back. I will now teleport! That's always really funny. Dude? There are people back here. The more time goes by, the more, like, sussy and hilarious it is that, like, there are people trapped in essentially what are the back rooms of this guy's house. Or maybe it's like, who knows, maybe it's a well-known, like, tourist trap or whatever, and they're like, hey, let's go have fun at the Mr. Trick House or whatever. Or the Trick Master. Just who is the Trick Master? Well, it kind of says it in the name. I would imagine that sort of answers the question right here. Cool. The secret code on the scroll. I love the secret code. I got some mail. I wandered into this weird house by accident. Okay, definitely not a tourist trap. This kid is lost as fuck, and this guy is sus. And now I have law. You cut it? Yes, I will. Wow, I have made it. And I get a rare candy. Well, I can't use teleport. Jesus, dude, I'm tired. I rode down to the library yesterday. I live on top of the hill, so I really was riding down to the library. It wasn't the main one, it was like a branch one. In the county that I live in. I was on my bike. And then I hung out there for a bit. I took the opportunity to do some reading. And then on my way back, like, I rode back. But eventually I have to come back up the hill again. And the hill is long and steep enough I had to dismount my bike, and I had to walk up a hill for like, I don't fucking know, quarter mile, something like that. I'm bad at gauging distance, but it was tiring as fuck. I almost, like, I came back from riding my bike, and I sat down right here, and I like almost passed out in the chair, and like my head was kind of rolling back and forth, my eyes were closed, and I couldn't catch my breath. I was like, I partially attribute that to me being really bad at pacing myself. Because I am bad at pacing myself. Like, you know, like there is a way to make that trip down a hill and then back up without getting as tired as I did. I just don't know what it is. Like whether it's to take the long way around or something like that. I don't know. Alright, cool. If I'm not mistaken, I'm actually pretty close to Talo evolving, which would be cool. Because I love favorite Pokemon. Maybe not one of my favorite. I don't know. I like a lot of Pokemon. Like, I think they're just cool. And Swellow is one of them. It's definitely one of the coolest early game birds. There's like, oh man, there's like a like if you could make a tier list of the early game bird Pokemon, in the highest tier or highest 2 tiers, I would definitely have like Staraptor, Talonflame, and Swellow. Those are some of the coolest for me. Yay! Also, wait, hold on. His name is Miguel? I thought we were in Japan. Oh well. I mean, there've been... I mean, her name is Amy, and her name is Liv. And what was... I don't know if you guys saw that one. Who else is in my Pokédex? Magical. Mr. Stone, Steven, Scott, Brawley, Lola, Ricky. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, wait, hang on, what's this Western ass name doing in my Japanese video game? But then I realized they all have Western names, and that's probably just a localization. And I'm silly for not having them. Nature Power is pretty cool, I guess. Oldale Town. Yeah, that is useful. I think there's like one trainer on this water route. It's pretty short, but it's very convenient. Guard special. I never use those like battle item things. I know that like you could definitely make use out of them. Ooh, Pokeball. Dire hit. That's another, that one boosts your critical hit ratio battle. Alright, young fella, what do you got? An Aeron. 3-1 damage. Sure, why not? No, stop missing all your attacks. Please. Okay. I definitely have to switch. Rock 2. Alright, there we go. Very cool. Roar. I don't think I need that. And I don't think I want that either. Wait, there's gotta be items here somewhere. Ah, I just realized. Give me some health back. This one? No. This one. No? Nothing. Oh, here's May. Ah, I'm gonna have to go heal, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just so Lombre is up and running again. Hey, Venonat. You know, I could go the route of getting like a special attacking bug poison. I could use Venomoth on the team. Good. But, do I want to? I don't know. Look, that's one of the possibilities. I could get an electric type. I could get like a bug poison type. I could get Ghastly or something like that. If anything, it's just good that the list of possibilities for what Pokemon I could add to my team, in addition to Trapinch, is that list is expanding like that. Okay. Let me save the game, and then I will go say hi to May. Yeah, let's fight. Marshtomp. Well, Lombre can handle that. Ow. Ow. Again. Slugma? Slugma balls. Very true, many such cases. Easy enough. Wait, I don't think you can even get Slugma by this point in the game. Yeah, I don't know how you would get Slugma. Oh well. You know what? Let's look it up. We can look it up. I have a Pokedex right now. Right here, right now. Slugma, where are you? Yeah, bullshit. You can't get it at this point in the game. What else she have? What else did she have? She had... Wait, I just realized she had a completely different team from last time. She had a Torkoal before, but now she doesn't. Kind of bizarre. What did... What? I'm positive it was a normal. Dude, I'm gonna go insane if I don't find this. Not a... Okay, insanity it is. I can't find it. I don't know what she was... Oh, no, wait. It wasn't a normal type. It was just she had a Lombre. That's why I didn't remember. Because I thought it was like a Pokemon. Ah, now this is a double battle. Now this is pod racing. Let's get it. Unfortunately, these guys' Pokemon definitely have static, so I'll probably have to keep Aeron and, yeah. Nice. Yay! 22. Nice, that went smoothly. Elector Edwin. Very cool. Hey, I got a revive. Very good item. You know, I always found it a little bit weird that you can buy revives, but you can't buy max revive. There's Plusle, which is technically an option for, like, what Pokemon do I want to use on my team, but, like, let's be real, it's Plusle. I actually remember, hold on, I wonder if I have this on my list of, like, Pokemon team composition. Oh, dude, that would be sick if I had it. Where... There is one ROM hack where I used Plusle. It was hard as balls, but I actually did it anyways. Let's see. No, that's not. Yeah, here we go. Pokemon GS Chronicles. I had a Nidoqueen, a Vaporeon, a Lopunny, a Ninjask, a Typhlosion, and a Plusle. And let me tell you, Typhlosion and Vaporeon did like combined probably 70% of the heavy lifting on this team. And Plusle did like a good 20%, which is fucking wild that I had this team comp and still won. Especially if you know how that game goes. Your rival gets like an actual kitted out, like competitively viable Pokemon team with like Metagross and shit. So I had to go in with Plusle, like hard counter whatever they were sending out. I think that's why even that's how Nidoqueen came in handy, is because like I would just I would try to use that against Metagross, or that or Typhlosion if I wasn't confident like Nidoqueen could take a hit. What an experience. Maybe I'll play that game on stream someday. Okay. Relatively easy to determine what's here. Hey, there we go. Level 22 for Abby. Oh, you have hidden power. Very cool. Actually, yeah. Elixir. You can't buy those either. That's another kind of strange thing. That there's like this entire genre of healing items that you just can't buy. Pokeball there. I'm kind of assuming that I need to be like level 26. If I remember right, that's the level of, what's his name? I forget the electric type gym leader, but his Pokemon are all that level. Or not all that level, but his strongest Pokemon is that level. And I usually like to match that. Oh, I do also, I feel the need? Not need, really, but I would like to comment on something else that happened, which is that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced his run as an independent. And I think that's a good thing, because you know how I described in my video about like voting discourse and whatever, which I think if you're left-leaning, you should vote Democrat, even if you're like disagree with them hard line ideologically. They're a better option than Republicans, because they're the left most viable option. But you know, the thing that I mentioned in that was the spoiler effect, where like the Green Party candidate isn't going to win, so they're just going to siphon votes. That goes both ways. So when you have a candidate running third party who's a right-winger, they're going to drain votes from the Republican. And here we have Robert F. Kennedy running as an independent, not on the Democratic Party ticket, but rather on neither party ticket. And who does he appeal to? The insane conspiracy theorist crowd, which is right-leaning. Particularly, like, anti-Semites and anti-vax conspiracy theorists really like RFK Jr. So he's going to pull votes away from Trump, because I guarantee those people weren't going to be voting for Biden, you know, if they were, if that was the choice they were fed. So here we have the other side of that, you know, whereas a few months ago, the debate was about Cornel West running as a, first it was People's Party, then it was Green Party, and now he's just a plain old independent, and it seems like he's grown less coherent with time, unfortunately. I think that might be something where, like, old age is catching up to him or whatever. Now the discourse is about RFK Jr., and the Republican Party is really going in on him as, like, a hardline Democrat or whatever. As a resident of the Global South, I would prefer Trump to the Dems due to his incompetency and refusal to hire staff for the State Department, giving us a little bit more breathing room down here. I understand that for the people inside the USA, the calculus may be different. That's understandable. I think from the perspective of the United States, the people that Trump hires are incompetent, but some of the people he hires are not incompetent, and I think that poses a danger to the US and to the international community, because think of, like, however status quo bad the typical presidential cabinet would be under, like, a modern Democrat or even like a Republican from the 90s or 2000s, you know, Trump's cabinet would be a lot worse, and he would probably appoint worse people to the State State Department as far as objectives are concerned, but I do think it is a strong argument to make that like he's so incompetent that he would fuck that up as well. And he would like the State Department just wouldn't be able to do jack shit. In fact, there could be made a like supporting claim here that during Trump's presidency, the U.S. tried to do a coup d'état in Bolivia and failed. You know, Evo Morales is still, I think, still in power there. Although it's hard for me to tell, and in Venezuela, that's right. I think there was an unsuccessful coup there as well. Certainly, Trump is not good for the interests in the United States that like doing coup d'état. You know, that's usually, you know, a thing. Although I think with Biden, it's interesting. The decision has been not to do coup d'état, at least not that I've heard of. In fact, he allied with Lula in his government, which is kind of wild considering the attitude that the United States historically has taken to socialist regimes. Considering what we did to Chile, like us allying with Lula now, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, but to get back to what I was saying with RFK Jr., I hope that he siphons as many votes from Donald Trump as possible, because I would prefer that Biden won, given his recent record on union stuff. The coup in Bolivia was successful, but only temporarily. Mas returned to power within a year. That's right, I remember that. Through Arce, the current president. Though Arce, the current president, is now broken with Mas and Evo. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. Let's see. Arce, president of Bolivia. Yeah, he broke his like party affiliation or something. Hold on. Bolivian banker, economist, and politician, serving as the 67th president. He was expelled last week. Really? Now that's news. That is certainly news. Reappointment, campaign, presidential transition, inauguration, coca production, COVID pandemic, culture, economy. I wonder if there's a section on Wikipedia. Yeah. Arrest and trials of former leaders. Yeah, that seems like a problemo. Rebellion.org. Ah. Okay, hold on. La crisis. Oh, I should probably click on that in Twitch chat and not on the OBS window. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot read Spanish. Google Translate help me. No, come back. Translate this page. Yeah, there we go. Your accent is good for a non-speaker. I've known many Spanish speakers throughout my life. And my mom speaks a bit of Spanish. And so does my dad, actually. It's been a while since he's spoken it. In 2014, Evo Morales was re-elected for another term with a historic 61%, practically winning in all the departments. Okay. Where is the bit about... Let me control F for Arce. Is it Arce? Arce? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did that. Electoral victory of Luis Arce. Arce? I don't know. And David. Choquelanca? I don't know how to pronounce that either. With 55% of the votes. Arce. Okay, Arce. Thank you. Actually, let's bring this on stream. This is content. What this is. It's still okay. The Musk Christ. organic crisis of the Mas, which had its beginnings in the year 2014. We see historical mission of beginning debate transition or renewal in the same revolution. However, in the face of Morales' intention to deny the debate, talk only about his possible re-election, a necessary debate was postponed about Mas. Today, we're carrying it out. The crisis of the Mas is currently is the crisis of the transition, now called renewal, which had to be debated in 2014, immediately after Evo Morales won the election. That is to say, immediately after Morales' victory, discussion should have started over who would be the next guy that is to lead the revolution. Currently, Luis Arce and David. Not going to try to say his last name again. In other words, the crisis that is occurring in Mas is an overdue debate. Okay, so it seems like what's going on here is there are like reformists and revolutionaries debating within Mas, which is a leftist party. It's known to happen. Many such cases throughout history. Using a debate did nothing but hide it, which is why we're now experiencing this crisis. Gokewana? Okay, thank you. David Gokewana. Preliminary conclusions. 9 theses to understand the Mas crisis. Understand what happened in 2019. You must understand the 24 victory. Debate postponed between 2014 and 2019 due to the transition as the trigger to deepening this crisis. Okay. The democratic and cultural revolution is in a second phase under the mandate of Luis Arce with David Gokewana. The similarities in both in governance and in the way of doing politics with the Morales Linera administration are several. However, there are also considerable differences. Arce showed that he is not a technocrat as he wanted to make him out to be, but he is a politician who expresses much greater toughness than Evo Morales. Vision is more visible than ever. Man, this seems like it's a really, really like strenuous debate. Yeah, explaining that there's quite a dissonance between 2005 Bolivia and 2023 Bolivia. See Brazil and or Argentina. And to atomize the experience time of social integration, which is obtained by the state as much as country or a national state. Okay. All right, so leftist infighting. Many such cases. I would say you love to see it, but in this case, you really don't. But kind of a shame. I'm gonna see. Let's see. Is Arce ousted? Maybe. Yeah, here we go. The Guardian. There we go. This is a Bolivian president expelled from own party amid political feud. Been expelled from his own party amid a bitter struggle with the former president Evo Morales to lead the party into 2025 election. Okay, so you know what Rebellion was argued. One manifestation of the differences between Evo and Arce was with the response to recent action by Hamas, with Evo condemning Israel and Arce's Ministry of Foreign Affairs doing more both sides EBS. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, it seems like that could very easily become a point of contention here, and it's like the disagreement on how to walk a fine line. Yeah, I think I would agree more with Evo in that scenario, because like you can do the both sides thing, but that kind of assumes that Palestine has any agency in the situation, which they don't, and that also assumes that Hamas exists apart from Israel, which also they don't. Hamas exist. On any other day before like getting into the nitty gritty of Hamas specifically, I would argue that a terror group only exists as the result of the political conditions that created it, which in this case would be the Israeli occupation of Palestine. But in the case of Hamas, Israel is directly responsible for its creation. Israeli politicians and operatives went and intentionally bolstered Hamas, which at the time was a very small militant group, in order to sabotage the secularist Palestinian liberation movement. Netanyahu himself has admitted this, and he said that like this is our strategy to undermine Palestine is to bolster and strengthen Hamas. Israel has sent money to Hamas. I would say historically, but Hamas is pretty recent. So since its creation in 2008, I want to say, Israel has been sending them money to make sure that the face of militancy in Palestine is Hamas and not, say, the PLO or the DFLP or the PFLP, any of these other actual liberatory organizations that would seek to establish a proper Palestinian government that Palestinians deserve. Hamas is older than that, but otherwise you were entirely correct. Okay, yeah. According to the resolution, Arce expelled himself from the party. Yeah, okay. That's kind of funny. By not appearing at the meeting on Tuesday in the department of Cochabamba. David Kokewana, the vice president and dozens more legislators, officials, and activists loyal to Arce were also expelled from the party. Oh wow, they really cleaned house over there. A move that may still be reversed as the legitimacy of the Congress is questioned. I mean, it is Latin America. There tends to be a lot of political instability, even in the wealthier countries. I think, a friend of mine is Peruvian American, and it's kind of a meme that Peru is always in a state of like political instability and stuff like that. Let's see. Morales was president for almost 14 years, and yeah, this whole stuff about like, oh, he violated the Constitution by running again. Party has had 10 presidents in 10 years. It's a shit show. Yeah, it's pretty bad over there. The Hamas is swept back to power under Arce. Well, that's good at least. I like when the leftist party achieves power. That's all. Morales has accused the government of trying to disqualify him from running in 2025. Let's see. Many of the indigenous and campesino organizations that have historically backed the Hamas have stayed away from the Congress and questioned its legitimacy. Some called parallel Congress to be held on the 17th of October in El Alto, where Arce will be president. Meanwhile, a legal challenge has been made to declare the Hamas Congress illegitimate. Wow, you weren't kidding. This is, well, I know you were talking about Peru, but like things tend to go real south real quick. Stakes are high because the winner will possess the symbolic power of the MAS, which has dominated Bolivian politics for almost 2 decades. Well, that's good. Look, okay, here's the thing, right? This is kind of a big deal because it represents which vision of MAS is going to be dominant in Bolivia for the foreseeable future. I think regardless, unless Arce ends up being like a Blairite, right? That's the worst thing I can see happening from this. As long as these guys are both very strong social democratic or socialist voices in their own right, I would see this as an absolute win so long as the primary outcome is MAS stabilizing, because that means that the leftist party basically gets to continue being in power and bolstering and strengthening social safety programs and putting regulatory checks on private business interests, doing nationalization, potentially even like extending incentives for cooperatives and stuff like that. Basically, doing a socialist project. But yeah, I don't know quite so much as to the political like preferences of these two people to know like which one I think I would prefer. It seems like Evo Morales might start cooking up some bad optics if he were to emerge as like the winner of this sort of internal strife. But again, I don't want to optics frog too much because like, you know, I hope both teams have fun, and I hope that unions get their due diligence and etc. That's what I hope, and I also hope that they don't do the cringe shit of like buying into the whole "do you condemn Hamas" framing. That stuff sucks a lot. Oof. And oh, here's another thing I wanted to mention as well. There's a non-zero chance that the second Biden administration would like invest in stability in the region instead of investing in, well, instability. I think, you know, it took the United States a good long time to realize this, but when politics are stable, that's better than when politics are not stable. Many such cases. Big reveal. Nobody can believe this. I think that's what ended up. That's probably what led Biden to ally his government with Lula's government, because you know stability in the region is a really important thing to the United States, and also having allies in South America, which we don't have many of, considering our history with that sort. Although then again, given Biden's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, you know, who really knows, right? There are some things I never quite know what the red line is going to be for the American government, and what is like subject to change. Yeah. Ugh. Future me, if that's a segment, cut it there. I don't know if I want to make that a segment. I might. Pretty informative, I think. Ah, yes, okay. This is the one super duper electric switch. Electrical. Boy, I gotta take out this magnemite real quick. Otherwise, trouble for reflect. Well, that's better than, well, okay. I think I can comfortably get rid of confusion because it's just worse Psybeam. Yeah. Oh wow, that actually almost did him in. Okay, that worked out. Hey. Oh wow, level 22. That was pretty quick. One of the best birds in the game, in the whole Pokemon world. There he is. He just sort of gyrated at me. He didn't even like move all that much. They just like stretched the JPEG and shit. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Swallow. Very cool. That's unfortunately not gonna be very useful in this gym battle because this is the electric type gym and that is a flying type. So, you know, it is what it is. You know who will be useful though is this guy, Combuskin, because I know that a couple of the Pokemon that what's his name, Watson. That's right. Every gym leader has like a stupid pun name. I love it. He has a couple of Magnemite on his team, so Combuskin will be good for that. And then I know he also has a Voltorb and a Manectric. And for Manectric, I don't know who I want to send out. It's gonna be either Sai or Dex, right? Probably not Abby. If anything, I would send out Aeron for the Voltorb. What's this guy? Wow, my man's is a EV enjoyer. This is not the bike shop. This is the bike. Come from far away? Yes, I did. Alright, what bike do I want? Ooh. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can come back and change which bike you have, right? Oh, man. I forget. Okay. Mock bike lets you go real fast. Acrobike lets you hop up ledges and hop across certain things. And there are certain areas that can only be accessed with one or the other. And I think one of those areas is actually like Mirage Tower. I guess I don't care that much about fossils, right? I'm not gonna go for the fossils in Mirage Tower, or and I'm also not gonna go for like Rayquaza or something. That'd be kind of ridiculous. I guess that's all I would need a mock bike for. Although the slopes are also a thing. That's something to consider. I guess I'll just go with the acrobike. Honestly, I would have to look up the areas that you could access with one or the other. In fact, I might do that. I doubt if I'm going to be able to fight the gym leader this time. I'll probably get to that next time. 1 emerald mock bike areas. Bike obstacles. No, this just explains what the obstacles are. I'm more interested in like what items I would be missing out on from one bike or the other one. I think that's the object of my concern. Over this way. Oh, I can just go this way. All right, cool. I'm gonna instead probably keep it to this route. Oh, hey, what's up, Wallen? Oh, okay. Called me just to register. I guess I could go down Cycling Road here. This is one thing that you can do on either bike. See this? You can do this on the acrobike. You can hop around. I always thought that was super funny. This is like the BMX bike, I guess. And the other one's like the Tour de France. Tour de France. There we go. Fuck, I can't speak French today. Bike. That every fucking cyclist in the world loves. Oh my god. I'm so... Okay. Who's ready for a biking rant? Like a cyclist rant? I love biking infrastructure. I think that's great, right? I love being able to ride my bike places because it means I don't have to have a car. And I also hate driving. But at the same time, you know, I get on a bike path and there's fucking 80 people wearing skin-tight goddamn clothes. You know, skin-tight, like, sports racing clothes with their helmet and whatever. And they're all, like, super, super competitive about biking and shit. And like, they want to be, like, the competitive guys. And I, like... One of these guys actually, like, ran me off my bike the last time I was on the trail. I was riding with my dad. Sometimes we like to just ride our bike some places to get some exercise. We rode down to, like, a local barbecue place. And we got some very nice barbecue stuff. I had some beef brisket. It was very tasty. On the way back, right, we ate the stuff at home. But, like, on our way back from the stand... This like group of cyclists passed us, and I thought that was it. But then there was like one guy behind them. It was like those competitive guys too. And they like, the etiquette of bike lanes is that like each person stays in their lane and whatever. But if you're in that lane, you have the whole lane pretty much, and you're just supposed to stay where you are. If somebody's passing you, then they kind of have to make the space to do that, right? Or just slow down and wait for a better opportunity. So, like, if this is the bike path, right? I'm being gradually, like, forced more to the right, closer to the edge. And there's a little lip at the edge of the bike path where you get into the dirt. And this guy, like, zooming past me on his bike, didn't even announce himself, came, like, kind of close to hitting me, and, like, caused me to swerve a little bit. And my wheel, like, dipped off the path, and I fell off my bike. And fortunately, I was able to catch myself. I didn't get hurt. But I'm like, god damn it. I hate having to share the bike path with those kinds of people, because they're the most aggressive and like like inconsiderate kinds of people. And of course, this only further radicalized my dad, who has hated these people for much longer than I have. You know, here we are going back, and the guy didn't even stop to say like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that." He just kept on going because it's like, haha, fuck you, I guess. God damn. Anyways, that's my story about why the acrobike is superior to the mock bike. Because if somebody's riding a BMX bike, here Ecuador motorbikes frequently invade bicycle lanes. Dude, that sounds like a nightmare. Shit, dude. But yeah, like people, if you're riding on an acrobike, if something's like the acrobike, they usually don't do that. But people on the mock bike, the racing bike, they tend to, they tend to invade your space. God, motor vehicles in general, like personal motor vehicles, there's nothing wrong with wanting to own one, but I think that like the fact that so much infrastructure is just around like, yeah, you have a vehicle that is really expensive and you have to own and also pay like gas, pay for gas and upkeep and whatever. It's just so like counterproductive, right? Because cities used to be a lot like built to be a lot closer together and stuff, and then we just decided to not, I guess. And now you get fucking 80% of urban space in the United States dedicated to cars. That's not a joke. 80% of the space in cities is roads and parking lots. And then you get like motorbikes invading the bike path and shit. Oh, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Anyways, that was my Joker mode story about how I hate the people who will like bike past you at 20 miles an hour and like run you off the path. Because one of them did that exact thing to me. Did I fight this person? I did. I did not fight this person. Only level 6? Oh, okay. Sure. Is this... Okay. I don't fully get it, I think. This guy times you, by the way. I think there's something cool that you get if you, like, make it through the whole bike path, either without hitting something, which is really hard in the Game Boy version. And if you, like, get better than a certain time. But I don't remember what it is that you get, and I don't think it's important enough for me to try to get it. Especially not on the acro bike. You don't go that fast. That's okay. You go a little bit faster than when you're running, I believe. Or maybe you go as fast as when you're running. No, you go a bit faster on the bike than your running speed. So that's cool. Where am I gonna level grind? I guess that's a question, isn't it? Ooh, you know what I could do? I could run through this route, because there's not that much to do here. Yeah, I might do that. Metal Claw on you, Fake Out on you. Yeah! Easy. Ooh. I am gonna need to carefully consider how to deal with skirmish. And, okay, not carefully enough, I guess. But, should still be able to move? Yeah. I mean, that time was just kind of dumb luck, but, you don't always get inhibited. There we go, cool. Yay, Pokemon. You know, there are some people in this game that call you really often, and there's some people that don't call you hardly at all. And I think this person is one of them. Like, you can very easily get match calls from that lady on this route over here to rematch. All right, what's up with this guy? Magnemite. And Wismer. I do appreciate the theming of the like musician trainers that have sound-based Pokemon. Hello, sir. Are you the guy that has 6 Magikarps? Please let... No, never mind. There's always a guy in every Pokemon game that's fishing in the water, and he has a team of like a bunch of Magikarps, and it's always like why do you do this? But it's a nice meme, so we appreciate it. But anyways, I've actually gone a little bit over the time I usually stream already, so I will real quick save the game and say thank you very much for joining me today, for watching. You've been a real homie about it. I'm gonna see if anybody else that anybody that I know is live, and it seems they are. We have Mr. Cody Schwab. Little melee, then full cast Iron Man with Zane. Now that sounds like content. Cody Schwab does not talk much politics, but he plays Melee, and Melee is a game that I like. So I have to take care, comrade. Thank you, you too. / raid Cody Schwab. Alright. And I will be back, I think, on Friday. Do another stream. Yeah. 2, 1. Go, go, go.